Hello! Hi! How you guys doing? Yeah, doing pretty good? Awesome. Started the intro different for those of you who watch my videos. For those of you who don't, well, hi, what's up? So anyways, we're in Subnautica, obviously. I want to go over a couple things with Subnautica and a possible ending for this entire game, and I'm going to show you some things too. The Ghost Leviathan actually has some new sounds that I wanted to show you guys, and we'll be spawning that in just a second just to take a look at it. And I also want to go over the rocket that's going to be in Subnautica. And ultimately what I feel is going to happen when we leave this island and, well, hopefully cure it of the Karar disease. I might also go over the Sea Emperor's dialogue for those of you who do not know that that's currently a thing. So, yeah. So I've gone ahead and I've spawned in the Ghost Leviathan, and there is so much speculation about this creature right now, what it's going to do, how it's going to survive, why it exists, and where it's going to live. People have said to me that it is going to be anywhere from the edge of the map to the Lost River biome. And is there only going to be one of them? I don't know. Is there multiple of them? I don't know, but I would imagine if they're in both areas, well, then there are multiple Ghost Leviathans. Some people even said that they feel this creature is going to stop you from breaking the game. And you can actually see there's new animations. I'm actually seeing some animations right here, like that lunge attack and stuff that I hadn't seen before. But people are saying that this creature will also be found at the edge of the map. So you guys know way out there when you reach the drop-off that never ends, people think it's going to be out there. And it's going to be one of the creatures that come out of nowhere. You know, you're new to Subnautica. You don't really... You've learned about the creatures. You know what to expect. But this is going to be the thing you don't expect because you haven't seen it for any of the gameplay. And then you go to the edge of the map because you want to be a little shit and you want to break the game. You want to see what's out at the edge of the map. And then the creators obviously put a monstrous beast that sounds horrible, just blood-curdling. And, well, you meet that in your Cyclops or whatever you're trying to do to break the game. That's what some people have thought is going to happen with this guy as well. I would also love to see that. Because, can you imagine the shock people would have? It's flying in the air. Can you imagine the shock people would have if they had to find this guy at the edge of the map, like a brand new creature that stops you? I don't know of any games that actually do that with a creature that's able to disappear, apparently. What the actual shit? What just happened to it? Where'd it go? Alright, so we got him back. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to play the sounds for you guys to enjoy and listen to, and we will continue from there with some other things. Also, I don't think I noticed these tentacles moving in the past. They look... I don't remember these being so mobile, unless that was always the thing and I just focused on the face because the face of this thing is crazy. Oh well, let's move into the sounds. Let's hear what this thing has to say. Alright, so those are the new sounds for the Ghost Leviathan. I'm actually really hyped to see this thing in the game completely working. Size comparison to the Reaper, it is actually much, much larger. This guy is more to scale of the Sea Dragon, I feel, at least. When it was first originally put into the game, it actually, it was more of the size of the Reaper over there. So it really wasn't that big of a creature. It was a little underwhelming, actually, for the hype that was built up for this guy. And actually, at one point, they didn't even know if they were going to bring this into the game or not. So I'm pretty happy to see that it's in the game right now. The sounds are just... like, every time Subnautica updates something with sounds, they smash it, and it is on point. Subnautica, in my opinion, is one of the pinnacles of sound engineering as far as I'm concerned with their creatures. And I think you guys can agree with that. They do an incredible job with the sounds. They just do an all-around amazing job with making an environment feel the way it should, and even above what it should. Like, they go the extra mile to make sure that things are great. So I'm really happy, and I'm so incredibly proud of what they've done with the game. And I'm not paid to do this. I'm not being paid to say these things about the company or anything. Like, they just do it right, which is why I make the argument they're not allowed to not make games after this. They have to make games after Subnautica is complete. Isn't that right? Their Reaper even agrees with me. Like, they have to do it because it's so cool. Either way, that is it for the Ghost Leviathan, guys, and the new sounds. I hope you guys enjoyed that little section of the video if that's all you came for, because this is the highlight of the video. I'm trying to scan the Ghost Leviathan, and it doesn't seem like I can do it right now, so there's no information. The day they add the scanning ability is going to be the day that we find out, basically, what this creature composes of and what's going on with it. Like, it has bioluminescence, obviously. It can bitch slap those things around like crazy. This is probably the most bioluminescent creature actually on the planet right now. Damn, it's eating something. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna prepare a couple things, and we're going to look at some special little treats that we have. Let me just go ahead and make you. Going to go up here. By the way, I will be starting a Subnautica series. Yes, it's going to be a thing. I've gotten overwhelming feedback, and it seems like it has to be a thing. It just has to be a thing at this point. So I will be working on that, guys. Don't worry. It's going to be a thing with face cam or without. I'm not sure. It might be with and without, actually, but that's not the point. I'm going to go ahead now and finish up this, and I will see you guys once I'm done. All right. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a rocket real quick. Let's go ahead and throw you down like so. All right, people. I hope you are excited because I am excited. Let's go ahead and get up right here. Awesome. Use the vehicle bay. Rockets. We have the rocket launch platform. Provide a stable surface against which the escape rocket can fire its thrusters. Let's make this. Yeah. We're making a rocket. I took all my stuff. Did nothing. Why did it do nothing? Well, it's not in the game yet. Sorry to ruin it for you guys, but the rocket is not currently in the game just yet. So there's no leaving this planet. It's just not going to be a thing. Right now, at least. However, I do have something I can show you guys for the rocket so you understand what is happening with it. And, well, I mean, it should be just that simple, right? Like, we should leave the planet. We should get to make the rocket, and we blast off into space, right? And we meet up with our rendezvous ship and get away from all the nasty things that are down here, and maybe even salvage the Aurora eventually. It should be that simple, right?
No, the red spike. From this planet.
Good job. If you chose what I just said, you've died. You're dead. That's it. You can't leave the planet. That gun is in the way. So what do we do? Well, it's actually pretty simple. We have to disable the gun. How do you disable the gun? You have to disable it right here. So now we can go ahead, disable this, get off the planet, right? Well, no. It's not that simple because we're infected. We've been infected on our travels. So then if we can't disable the weapon right now because we are infected, what do we need to do? Well, it's pretty obvious what we need to do. We need to cure ourselves. But how do we cure what even the precursors, a very advanced race, far more intelligent and far more advanced than humans, could not create? They couldn't make the cure for this disease. They just couldn't do it. So how do we do it if we're not nearly as advanced? We have something that the precursors apparently did not have. We had compassion. We have compassion. And it's what the Sea Emperor requires in order for us to get its help. So how do we, as a species, beat the precursors? As I had said, we have compassion. We have something the precursors apparently did not. We can feel for other creatures and people alike who are going through situations of struggle and situations that are just unfathomable. The Sea Emperor itself is able to see that, and it will speak to us with its mind. It's far advanced. Everything on this planet seems to be far more advanced than humans. We are the primitive species on this alien world. We are the inferior, and we can very easily be manipulated. So we have to trust this giant beast and swim with it when it could quite literally kill us with its mind, probably. Now, how do we prove that we want its help and that we are in this for the greater good? How do we tell a creature that has been abused for so long that we're not like the precursors and other intellectual species that have been on the planet? Well, we hatch its eggs. We help its young escape into the wild so it can perform what it was meant to do. Destroy the Karar virus that is now eradicating all life on the planet and sealing the fate of everything and everyone around here. Now, the Sea Emperor is not going to be easy to please, and I imagine it's going to be hard to get these eggs to hatch. But once you do get into that sequence, you will be cured. Being around the Sea Emperor and its children, it releases enzymes that destroy the Karar virus. From there, once you're cured, you go back to that gun and you disable it. Free the children, and you free yourself. Unfortunately, the Sea Emperor will not make it out alive, and it said that in the dialogue. It will not escape from this facility. It has been abused and captive for a very large portion, if not its entire life. It makes the ultimate sacrifice so we can leave this planet and its children can have a life outside of these walls. Subnautica turned into a game from, hey, I'm going to land on a planet and I'm going to try and survive and have fun, to teaching us a lesson about the ultimate sacrifice and the greater good. Granted, it's only a game. You can see that the Sea Emperor does that. It also likes to bug out because it's early access. But you guys get the idea. So once you are cured, you disable the weapon at some point while gathering the pieces you need for the rocket to escape. So once everything is said and done, how do we get the blueprint to make the rocket? How do we know what we need to do? Well, the secret is inside the ship that we started on. How on earth are we going to learn how to make a rocket? How are we going to do that? Well, go to a spaceship. You have a spaceship close by. It has advanced technology, and I'm sure it has schematics to get what you need to make. You simply need to find the right room with the answers to your questions. Now, where is that right room? So we'll just go ahead. We'll head on in through here, and we have a little miniature aurora, which is quite nice. I've never actually seen this thing before. What is this? Huh. Oh, no, I didn't mean to drop you. I want to see you. Let me just see you real quick. That is so cool. You can't put it down anymore, though. Oh, well. So, how do we make a rocket, Aurora? Please teach us. All right, so obviously we can see now that we've received some information that we need to go ahead and do some things. Now, we have 8 hours of communications. Now, this is unreleased right now from what I understand. The code to this door isn't actually in as well. So obviously an emergency broadcast, a distress call was made, and it was made clear we're going to crash on planet 4546B. Our headquarters got back to us and they said, hey, yeah, we know you're in some deep shit right now, but it's perfectly fine. We've got your back. We're not going to see you stuck. So they upload us some fancy blueprints to a ship's computer. We take that, we download it. When we get to the captain's quarters, we get the numbers. And, well, obviously, then we download the blueprint. Once we download the blueprint, we then have what we need to make a rocket. And we're going to need a hell of a power source, which ion crystals come into play for that, obviously, because we see them all through the game. Now, I do believe there could be an ulterior power supply that we can make within the Precursor's prison, because I think that there is something there that makes crystals or something like that. I don't know. I feel like an ion crystal would be strong enough either way to do that. You guys can take a moment and look down through this if you want and read it, but I am going to move on to something else now. So when you look at this, we have rocket blueprints, and I don't think these are actually the requirements for it. You probably need more stuff to actually do stuff with this, but you can see we have the rocket gantry. Yeah, provides access to the escape rocket cockpit. Then we have rocket stage 1, 2, and 3. These are new blueprints that we got from obviously reading this terminal. Now, again, I do not believe these materials are correct and what we need to make this thing. However, probably going to be really, really expensive. Actually, I get a feeling that none of these would be accurate. Maybe they are. Who knows? We don't know yet. And I do believe they would have to update these icons because these icons are all the same as well. So that's how I believe you actually get off the planet and what you have to do. But I don't know if it's going to happen in this order as I've explained. I just gave you a general outline of what you need to do. Now, we wanted to see the rocket, so I'm going to show you the rocket. So this is the rocket. The rocket in scale to us right here is monstrously big. This entire thing is the rocket. You can see a close-up of the cockpit of all this stuff. You can make multiple parts for the rocket, and you obviously need to make everything according to the schematic. Do it. We also have the rocket base here, which is pretty cool if I do say so. You can see the water is right here. The rocket is floating on top of it. It's cool. You have the ladder. You go up over here. You enter the cockpit through that, and then you quite literally just fly into space and meet your rescuers, which ultimately I don't think it's that bad of an idea, if I do say so myself, because this freaking planet is scary as shit. Everything wants to kill you. You got ghost leviathans we just saw that sound monstrous. You got alien creatures trying to kill you. Sea dragons, species that can get in your mind. Who the hell, who wouldn't want to leave this planet? Then again, our scientists today would probably they'd be happier than pigs and shit, to be honest with you, to be on this planet. They would love it. But that's the general basis of the rocket that I can show you guys. That's really all I have on it right now. Now, if we look down through this, they've actually been working on the rocket, and they've gotten a lot of it complete so far. All they need to do now is stage 3, the cockpit. Buildable, has interior, can enter or exit, all that fun stuff. Blast off sequence is not done, and the alternative ending to Subnautica. Alternative ending. What is the what could that be? Because that means there's 2 endings. There's an alternative ending, and there is a primary ending. I feel like the primary ending would be you cure the planet of all the disease, and then you leave the planet with all the stuff. Or maybe the second ending for the alternative ending is you blast off into the sky. Maybe there's 3 endings. Maybe you could mess up making the rocket, and because of that, you blow up the rocket midair, and you don't make it off the planet. I mean, who knows? Maybe the Sea Emperor will take control of your mind and make you crash your rocket. Could that be a thing? It can talk to you. It can talk to you with its mind. Your PDA translates it. So I would imagine that it could probably do something to influence you to do something bad, or maybe even something good. Who knows? Maybe you're influenced by it the entire time. Maybe it realizes that you're on the planet because it is just that aware of the planet. And it controls everything you have to do from there on to make sure that, like, when you think about it, I mean, what are the odds that we can do all of the stuff that we can do on our own? How are we that smart as humans to be able to know, do this, do that, this, that, identify this, identify that, repair this, make this, do that? Like, how does that even happen with us? So maybe the Sea Emperor has some bigger plan for us as well. You never know. There are still questions that have not been answered. The motives of the Sea Emperor. Maybe the Sea Emperor was a bad creature that was boxed up, and maybe the Sea Dragon wanting to kill it, well, maybe there's something going on with that too. Who knows? Might be a lover's quarrel or something. But this alternative ending, possibly, maybe you just choose to not launch, or maybe even you launch the rocket with a specimen aboard. Maybe you send one of the fetuses from the prison to the spaceship and tell them to start examining it and try to make a cure or something. Perhaps you don't get cured from the Sea Emperor, and then you need to rely on your human friends to cure you before you can get in contact with them. I don't know. There's a bunch of different things that can happen with this alternative ending. Looking down through it, I don't really know much more about it. I can't really speculate too much more, but I want to hear back from you. What do you think this alternative ending is? I don't know. There's multiple things that could happen. I have my own theories that I believe in more than others. But that is it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down below, as always. Hopefully, we make it off the planet. And in the survival series that I'm about to start up, I'm sure at some point we'll finally manage to do that. But that's it, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed this Subnautica video. A little bit more in depth than I usually do, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to try and find information and correct some of the stuff that I've gotten wrong in the past. Because, I mean, I've gotten a lot of stuff wrong in Subnautica. I've probably even gotten stuff wrong in this video. But it's a learning experience. You know, you guys teach me. And you guys are not hard on me when I get things wrong. So I'm more open to opening myself up to criticism and stuff. You know, does that make sense? Like, I'm more open to hearing what you guys have to say compared to, well, not hearing what you have to say because you're not dicks, basically. Like, which is pretty good if you do say, or if I do say so myself. But that's it, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.